there. This is the review for Get Out of Your Head, Chapter 6. Chapter 6 was titled Make the Shift. And she starts the chapter sharing an experience at one of her retreats where, as people were coming in, she had them identifying what they were thinking about. And then she moves on to share some alarming statistics that 70% of what we think about is negative. That's a lot of time spent on negativity. And so just imagine if we can start one thought at a time, capturing them and surrendering those thoughts to the obedience of Christ, then how we can start shifting those negative thoughts and having that 70% of our thoughts are positive. Can you imagine the impact of that? And so there were things that she then identified and traced how the thought spiral really lives out. And so I'm going to read directly from how she played that spiral out in our experiences. The first thing is started off with these assumptions. And so it is starting off with, if people knew how badly I failed, they never love me. My worth comes from my ability to be perfect. No wonder I'm not worthy of much. So as a result of those assumptions, emotions surface, okay? So the emotion of being frustrated or being angry or being hopeless, being embarrassed. And then from those emotions, beliefs are then formed. I'll never thrive in my career. I'll never be good enough. From those beliefs, then we have actions that are taken. We numb our pain. We'll hide our fear. From those actions over time, they form habits, right? And then those habits then craft into a lifestyle. And so within those lifestyles, then we start to set up the legacy and community of our families and those that reach around us. Just imagine if we can interrupt that pattern. And again, instead of starting off with a negative assumption, to assume what God says about us to be true. How wonderful would that outcome spiral then become? That I am who God says that I am. That I am so beautifully and fearfully and wonderfully made. That I am the head and not the tail. That I am above and not beneath. Look at what that spiral can then circle into instead of it having a negative focus. She then went on to talking about making that shift. On page 52, she identifies the steps of having your mental map and telling your story. And she walked us through the steps. And that's actually our printable for this chapter. So if you go to the website, you'll be able to choose that printable and do your mind map, complete your mind map. I think it's really good. And I actually put an image up, and you'll see it here. That's the image of the mind map in the book and our printable that we have for you. So again, walk through this exercise, take some time, meditate, pray, and then really go into walking through that exercise that's described on pages 52 through page 55. It takes us into the mind of Christ and really what that truly means in our life. We writes the fact that we all want to flourish, right? We all want to do well in our lives. And so that's why the self-help industry is thriving right now. And it always has. It's nothing new. There's just new authors and new voices. But that industry itself it's been in existence forever, right? I really like how she concludes the book. On page number 57 in chapter 6, she has it in bold for us to pay attention to, and it reads this way. It says, but self-help can offer only a better version of yourself. Christ is after a whole new you. And I just love that statement because self-help, those are good things. You know, we do want to improve ourselves. And like I said, self-help has been around forever. But to get to a new you, that happens when you've taken thoughts and you've surrendered them to the obedience of Christ and you've surrendered to allow him to build a whole new you. I look forward to continuing to read with you as we connect on chapter 7.